Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing the first wedding look of the year, and I know, I'm a little bit late. It is the middle of June and I should have started like the beginning of May. I just had some video ideas and I never had the chance to get to doing wedding makeup looks, but now I'm doing it and I really love how this look turned out. This is definitely a look that I would wear on my wedding day if I ever have a wedding. It's very simple, but it's also dramatic at the same time. It really opens up the eyes. It makes the skin look nice and healthy and glowy, and it's just a makeup look that I feel comfortable in. I feel comfortable with this face of makeup. I don't feel like I have too much on. I don't feel like I'm caked up in makeup. Then again, I am a makeup artist, so I'm pretty used to the feeling of makeup, but you can always switch up this tutorial however you want. You don't have to wear foundation, you don't have to wear false lashes, you don't have to wear lipstick if you don't want to. You can definitely change it up. This is just to give you guys some ideas and some pointers on what I've experienced with wedding makeup. If you don't know, I have a crap ton of experience with doing brides makeup. I know what they're looking for typically. I know what they need to make their makeup last all day long, but yeah. That's pretty much it. I'm thinking of doing another wedding makeup look that's a little bit more dramatic than this. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below on this look, and let's just get into it. So first I want to start off by moisturizing my face. I just washed my face so it's pretty clean and dry, and I want to really make sure it's a smooth, even canvas for my foundation. So I'm going to moisturize it with just my normal face moisturizer. This is the Kopari Coconut Oil Coconut Face Cream. I've been using this for a while. You don't want to use anything new because you don't want to risk breaking out or anything like that, so use anything that you have been using for a while and something that you trust. So now we're going to start with the eyes, and first I want to start off by priming them with a primer that is going to make the eyeshadow stay forever, all day, all night, no matter how hot it is. And my favorite eyeshadow primer is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and this is in the one original. A lot of people have said that Eden is even better because it covers up the imperfections on your eyelids, so you guys could try that as well. I've just always used original and then put on some like skin tone powder over top of it. So I'm just gonna put that on my eyelids and then blend it out with my finger. And then I always like to make sure to bring it on the corner of my eye as well, because that is one of the most smudged areas in eyeshadow, because that's where people, you know, their eyes start watering or they're crying, and that's where the water automatically goes. So you want to make sure that you really get this outer corner. So then I want to go in with a skin colored powder. Today I'm using the Wet n Wild Coverall powder, and this is in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. This is the Luxie 229 tapered blending brush. I'm just going to pack that on my lids. Ugh, itchy nose. So when I think of a classic bridal look, I think neutrals, but a little bit on the pink side. Most brides that I have done always ask for like rosy tones rather than super neutral tones or like gold. I personally think that the pink tones are the prettiest. They always bring out everyone's eyes and make them look just very bridal. Today I'm using the Early Bird palette by Pretty Vulgar. It's a new makeup company and I haven't really heard anyone talk about it very much. Actually, I don't know if they're new, but they are new to Sephora. So they do sell their products in Sephora, but this palette just screamed bridal to me. Like, these are all the essential colors for a classic bridal look that I personally love. So we're gonna be using that palette today. First, I'm gonna take the shade Tweet and put that all over my lid and all the way up to my brow bone. And then going in with the shades Rise and Nest Egg, I'm going to mix those two colors together and put them in my crease. And I'm also using the Luxie 227 blending brush for this one. And then I'm just going to take Nest Egg on that same brush and put that on my outer V. I really highly suggest starting with your eyes, especially if you're doing your own makeup, just to prevent any further frustration. Like I mentioned in all my tutorials, I practically start with my eyes every single time because it prevents fallout from the eyeshadow landing on your already put down foundation. So if you don't put on any foundation first and then you get fallout on your face, you can just simply wipe it off with a makeup wipe and then start your foundation fresh. Personally, I like to do my foundation very last because that's the thing that tends to wear and tear the most throughout the day. So I would recommend doing the foundation as late as possible. So since we are going for a softer look today, I'm just gonna stick with this for now and go on to the lid color, and then we'll add more darkness if we need to later on. So now I'm gonna take the shade Ruffled, which is such a pretty rosy toned foiled eyeshadow. So I'm actually gonna spray my brush a little bit with the NYX First Base Primer Spray. This is the Luxie 209 large shader brush. And this is just gonna help the color stick to your lid a little bit more. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the first brush that we used in the shade Wink, and I'm gonna put that right on my brow bone. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Victory with that 229 tapered brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the outside of the upper lash line just to darken it up just a little bit. And before we get started with eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes. Now I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dark Side Waterproof Gel Liner. This is my favorite eyeliner as far as like pencils. I just feel very, very secure with this eyeliner on. So I'm just going to go ahead and tight line my eyes. And then I'm going to take a little winged liner brush. This is just from Zoeva. It's called their 317 wing liner brush. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the brush from the eyeliner, and I'm going to put a little bit on the outer corner on the top lash line. And then I'm going to take a little bit more on that, and I'm just going to create the smallest winged liner. Very tiny. Then after that, I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and the Luxie 211 concealer brush and just take a little bit of concealer on that brush and clean up this wing. And then taking the color Unveil on that first brush again, I'm just going to put that over the winged eyeliner part. And then taking some more of that concealer and cleaning up those edges one more time. And then taking some waterproof mascara, very important. I'm taking the Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof mascara. This stuff is literally cement for your eyelashes. It will not come off. Now starting with the face, I'm going to hold off on the brows and the lashes for very last. I like to put the lashes on very last, especially when I'm doing other brides, because sometimes people aren't used to wearing lashes, especially if you aren't used to wearing lashes and you're doing your own makeup. I would suggest doing them last so you can really focus on them and make sure that they are on there well, and so you don't have to wear them for too long. So first, to take care of the fallout, I'm taking the e.l.f. cleansing cloths. You can just take your favorite makeup wipes, and I'm just going to wipe off all that fallout. So first, you're gonna want to pick a primer that you know you love, that you know lasts you good throughout the day. So I suggest trying out a couple different primers if you're not too sure on what your favorite is and seeing which one works the best for you. So today I'm using the Farsali Unicorn Essence Primer Drops. As you guys know, this is one of my favorite all-time primers. It just makes my foundation look so good, and it prevents it from breaking up or just like looking bad throughout the day. So I'm just gonna put that everywhere on my face. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir, and I'm going to use this to moisturize my lips. And then to add a little bit more tackiness to my face to make sure my foundation really clings on, I'm going to take the NYX First Base Primer Spray, and I'm just going to spritz that all over my face. So foundation is also super important. You're gonna want a foundation that isn't too oily, isn't too matte, and isn't too heavy on your skin. So today I am using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. This is in the shade Light Neutral. It matches my fake tan that I have. For weddings, I personally recommend either this foundation or the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Those are my two favorite foundations for weddings or just like anything in general. They last so long, they look so beautiful throughout the whole day, and they just are really good, reliable foundations. Now, you don't have to go out and buy those foundations if you already have one that you trust and that you know is going to work great on you, but those are just my two recommendations. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I'm going to dot this on my face. And I'm going to blend it in using my black beauty blender, making sure that it's damp. Not too damp though, just make sure that you're wringing it out very well. And I'm just gonna use the butt of the blender and just blend everything in. Then I'm going to use the remaining product on my hand and just drag it down my neck really far. Now for brides, I highly recommend waiting until you put on your dress and then putting your foundation on your chest, however much it's showing, setting it with powder, and then putting highlighter on your collarbones and in between your cleavage. This literally brings the whole look together. It ensures that your face matches your chest, and it just makes everything look glowy, and it makes everything look put together. I used to do that on the brides that I did, and they would just like fall in love with the whole like situation. They would just look flawless and feel flawless, and it really just brings everything together. Now for concealer, I really highly recommend this concealer as well because it's very full coverage. You do not need a lot of it, and if you have any blemishes, this will for sure cover those babies up. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Could you guess it? And this is in the shade Light Neutral. I'm gonna put this on the high points of my face and also underneath my eyes to cover up my dark circles. Also, you don't want to go too light with the concealer because you don't want to look like super duper highlighted when it's not supposed to be that highlighted. So I would go for a concealer that's like 2 shades lighter than your foundation. And next, no matter what skin type you are, no matter how not used to foundation you are, I need to tell you this right now. You better be baking your foundation and your concealer. You better be doing it. This is the secret to keeping your foundation on all day. I totally understand if you're not into baking every single day. That's totally understandable. But on your wedding day, you better be baking underneath your eyes and on your smile lines and on anything that usually creases on yourself. This is a warning. I'm gonna come after you if you don't. So I'm using the Cover FX Perfect Loose Translucent Setting Powder, and this is the light translucent powder. I'm just going to put some in the lid, rub out those already creased under eyes and my smile lines. And then I'm going to dip my beauty blender into the powder, and I'm going to press that right underneath my eyes wherever the concealer creases. I also make sure to get my smile lines. If you don't have a problem with your smile lines, you don't have to worry about this, but mine always crease, so I like to cover that area a little bit on my chin and on my upper lip, and then I just take the remaining and kind of like pat it on the rest of my face. And then after you're done baking, you're going to want to take another powder, a pressed powder that has a little bit of color in it. Today I'm using the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation, and this is in the shade Fair. And then using the Luxie 520 Tapered Face Brush, it's just like a big fluffy brush, I'm going to swirl that around and just pack it on the rest of my face. Then I'm also going to bring it down my neck. And then while we're at it, we're going to wipe away that bake that we did. And now to bronze the face, I'm taking my favorite ever bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and also the Luxie 504 Large Angled Brush. I like to use angled brushes for bronzing up the face, especially on brides. This just really helps get into those hollows of the faces to contour. So I'm gonna start off by bronzing up my cheekbones and then going up on my forehead. And then also doing a little bit on the nose just to even everything out. Now for blush, I'm taking the Physicians Formula Butter Blush, and this is in the color Rosy Pink. And also taking a stipple brush. I highly recommend using stipple brushes for blush. They just apply them the best. Ensure that it's not going to be blotchy on your face. And then to highlight my face, which is very important, I highly recommend highlighting on your wedding day. It really just enhances everything. It makes you look super glowy and just super healthy and bright. So today I'm using the Mary Luminizer by The Balm, which is my favorite highlighter to use for weddings, and also using the Luxie 66 Precision Foundation Brush. I'm going to swirl that around and just put that on the high points of my face. Try not to go too heavy on the highlighter, but make sure that you can see it. Also, another super important trick, make sure that if you are doing your own makeup or if you're doing it on somebody else, make sure that you are doing it in front of natural lighting. If you're doing it in front of like fluorescent lighting or like in a dark room and you end up going outside and it looks like a completely different face that you put on, it's because you were in bad lighting. So make sure that you're doing it in front of a window or just like somewhere where the natural light is shining in. Now that our face is done and we're looking nice and glowy and bronzed, I'm going to take any setting spray that you have. This is the LA Girl Pro Setting Spray. I'm just going to mist my whole face. Okay, so now to finish off the face, I'm going to do my brows. Today I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in Taupe. Really suggest going natural with your brows. Do not overdo it because it will show up in pictures. You do want them to be there and you do want them to be prominent, just don't make them really dark. Then we're gonna set those brows with some gel. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Gel. Okay, now I'm gonna finish off the lower lash line. So I'm gonna take the color Nest Egg with that first blending brush that we used again. I'm just going to lightly run that across my lower lash line. Just on the outer half. I'm not gonna bring it in too far. And then I'm gonna take that lid shade again called Ruffle, and I'm gonna put that right on the inner part of the lower lash line. This is really gonna open up the eyes. And also putting a little bit right on the inner corner. Now you can put black eyeliner on the inner waterline if you want to make it a little bit more dramatic, but since we're going for the more classic and natural look, I'm gonna take a nude eyeliner. This is the Makeup Geek Full Spectrum Eyeliner in Nude, and I'm just going to waterline my eyes with that. And then taking some more of that Too Faced waterproof mascara. I'm going to put that on my lower lashes. Now for lashes, I already put this one on, but I'm going to show you me putting this one on. These are the Iris Beauty lashes in Empress. My favorite lashes. You can use any lash that you want. Personally, I just really like these. They're very high quality, they're cruelty free, and they're so pretty. They just look really good on me. Some other favorites that are cheaper, I love the Ardell lashes in Wispies or the Demi Wispies. Those are very pretty. I used to use those on all my brides and they all loved them. And they're only like $3, very affordable. So I just put some Duo lash glue on this, let it dry for a little bit, and I'm just going to put this right on. Now if you're not too sure how to put on lashes, I do have a full separate video on how I put on my lashes, and I go all in detail with all that stuff and show you all my tricks. So I will link that down below if you guys want to see that. I will also link an eyebrow tutorial down below if you want to see my eyebrow putting on skills in detail as well. So that is it for this makeup look. I really love how this looks. This is basically what a majority of brides want on their wedding day. I know that this is what I would wear on my wedding day if that day ever comes. I just love it because it's dramatic, but it's so simple at the same time. I feel like if you look back on photos in like 50 years, you won't think to yourself, oh my god, what were you thinking with your makeup? I think it's very timeless and it works for any age or any era, unless makeup becomes like not cool anymore. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope I gave you some ideas if it is your wedding day or if you're in a wedding or if you're going to a wedding. I hope I gave you some tips and tricks on what to do for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys.